Welcome to Xbox Uncut, episode 289. Podcast for adults by adults. That's right. Keeping it R-rated, apparently. This week, joining me on the program, we have the wonderful Will. Welcome to the show, Will.
Hey, not much exciting news. Happy to be here. Talk about all the good stuff.
Good stuff. Big stuff. The best stuff.
That's right. X stuff.
We have also joining us this week, Steph. Thank you for being here, sir.
No problem, sir. No problem. Just want to say that podcast is X-rated this week.
X-rated. Triple X. I mean, if we abbreviate, it's just straight sex, you know?
Yeah. That's why I was leading.
Yeah.
I was leading it right there.
Right there. The Xbox Series X. The sex. It got announced at the Game Awards, guys. What do y'all think of the design of the console? It's supposedly somewhere between 5x5x11 or 6x6x12, somewhere in that measurement range. So it definitely looks a lot larger in the photos, but it's it looks, I mean, going by the photos, it looks massive, but we'll definitely see how that plays out once it's in your entertainment system.
Yeah, the form factor is very unusual. It's like a bar, almost like I know people say a PC tower, which I would agree with, but it is kind of a strange design considering how the consoles are usually more horizontally designed. This is more like, I mean, you can still set it down like a horizontally.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely they've designed it to be horizontal with just by the Xbox how the Xbox logo is put up there. Yeah, they expect you to have it standing up.
Yeah, although I don't know how many people actually do that, like standing up. Like, I guess if you have running out of space, I always kind of get scared of putting it that way because I don't want to like tip it over and
well,
fall.
This one it's girthy enough that it's the first console I feel like I could stand up and I wouldn't worry about it falling over.
Yeah.
Versus like every other console, you're kind of like, even with the stand, I'm not sure. Like, you better not have kids in that house. That's all I'm saying.
I bet it's pretty heavy too, because you know that the Xbox One X
is
pretty heavy.
Definitely.
This is probably just as compact, just as heavy. I'd say, or maybe a little heavier.
Yeah, because the X is like super high quality, heavy. Like you definitely feel the quality in there. maybe that's what they do, just to make it heavy, just to make you think it's high quality. But
I don't know if that shit works. I don't know if that works, but yes, it's heavy. I think it's just very, very condensed.
Yeah, definitely. Like, plus they have that green. Like what is it like? I don't know. Is that a light where the vents are, or is that something else?
Is that real? Was that
it's RGB,
just
sir?
Mock-up?
All that RGB.
It is real. That is a real light.
Yeah, to my knowledge, that's gonna probably it's probably the sync light, stuff like that is gonna be just displayed, just be an RGB light.
You know, it'd be cool if it could also work as a projector.
It looks like a projector, don't it?
Yeah,
a little bit, right up onto the ceiling.
Oh, just the HoloLens? Not the HoloLens. The what the fuck is that thing called?
You talking about the light, the one that would like expand your TV by putting lights on the wall?
Thing called? Yeah.
Oh, what was it named? I don't know, but that shit. Yeah, a little
what
bit.
Was that shit?
A little bit.
That's what that shit was.
Yeah. But
I remember Forza glasses for some reason.
Yeah. It's definitely. It's kind of, in some ways, it's what I expected because like everybody thinking that it was going to be the size of like the One X or even this tiny console that's going to be packing at this point a 2080 Ti worth of performance.
Yeah.
There's no way you can cram that into like a matchbox and be like, yeah, that's it. It's like, no, you got to dissipate that heat somehow.
Right.
I mean, we know what PS5 dev kits look like, and
were those real?
That's what the dev kit looks like. Those are real.
The V things.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
the final design of the PlayStation will look like that. I hope not, because I don't like the look of it. But yeah, it's all about getting rid of that heat.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the same thing on the PlayStation side. They work around the like the heat dispersal. So maybe it'll look like it has some elements of the dev kit, but might be a little bit more like flat and less concave or less crazy looking. But they're probably gonna have like
you
a
don't think
similar.
they'll go with the wedge?
Mm, I don't know. I mean, they could. That's hard to say. I mean, but
You know what's gonna happen, right? Is that it'll be exactly like this one, except for the back. Say
yeah.
what? I'm breaking up.
No, I think you're good.
Oh, okay. I was saying that what'll happen is it'll look exactly like the X, except for it'll have
Like a little
like
wedge.
the slightest curves or edges. Like it'll be like angled. Like how the PlayStation and the Xbox was like how the Xbox was like perfectly straight. It's like
Yeah.
designed to fit, but the Xbox or the PlayStation was like, oh, it's got these angles, but really it
yeah.
just looks stupid.
yeah. I mean, I don't think the PlayStation 5 is gonna be any less weird looking. I mean, but you
I
never
think
know.
it'll look more like the original like the Xbox One. That's what I think the
Yeah.
PS5. I think it'll be like a perfectly flat, plain, nice looking console. That's what I think the PlayStation 5 look like. It'll have, but the lights will be. Hopefully, you know what? The one thing they need to get right, and I can't stress this enough since I've been playing, or not playing, but since my kids have been playing PlayStation in the living room because that's where it's at. Is they better get these fucking power and eject buttons and make them real buttons and big
Oh, and
enough
not
to
little
see
fucking
them.
little plastic
Yeah, I don't know
slits.
who the idea was them have a damn button the size of a fucking hair. It's so stupid. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not a fan myself. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. Sorry. Well, sorry if I'm eating. It'd be interesting to see because both are supposed to have the same amount of specs, or they're supposed to be very similar. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna be interested to see how they condense it into a box, each in their own
Yeah.
ways. Like so,
Well,
Yeah.
we see Microsoft's approach,
yeah,
like it's the mini fridge, but
yeah.
Right.
the fucking PlayStation approach could either, like you say, could be similar to like an X. I don't think they're gonna go square like that. I think they'll be more like PlayStation 3.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think they definitely is not going to be the same now. I think even if that were similar, Microsoft they're so early that they would change it just to be different.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of what
But right
PlayStation
now, the
does.
specs rumors for both is the PS5 is around 9.5 teraflops, while the Xbox Series X is 12.
That's
Which is
insane.
both of those are rumored specs.
I don't. There's no way. There's no way.
I thought
Well,
it was
I
gonna be
mean,
like
you can.
wasn't it supposed to be like 11 point something? Like very
No, the
close.
rumored's 12. It's 12 teraflop.
Well,
Well, for the
they say
well,
twice the power of the Xbox One X is 6 teraflops. I mean, I know it's not that easy.
Well, I
Once you
change
change the
if they're gonna
architecture
for
and all that stuff.
marketing purposes, you just put you do say 6 to 12 versus if
Yeah.
when you're talking about specs, like the difference really is
Yeah.
even a larger jump than that. But it's hard to market like, hey, this is a new version of hardware that teraflops aren't the exact same. Like it's
Yeah.
so we'll find out exactly how powerful this thing is. I think at E3.
yeah. Sorry, I should say I thought for the PlayStation it'll be like 11 point something instead of like a
Oh,
9.
I've
Um,
heard 9. I've heard 11. We're not really sure.
yeah. I mean, it's not that it like matters, just because like it, the measurement is kind of like due to different things. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be interested to see how they fare. I mean, so far it
But
looks
it
like
does
Xbox
sound
has
like
the advantage.
it sounds like Xbox is
Do
going
you
to be more
think there'll be
powerful.
a huge price gap?
No, I think you're going to see both of them come in at $500. I think Microsoft's looking to take a loss just to be the performance leader for the
Yeah,
marketing for it.
yeah, definitely.
Really? I'd say they're $50 more.
$50 more. I don't think so. I think you're gonna if it's within $50, they'll match the price.
So you think, Steph, you're saying like Xbox is gonna be like 550 while PlayStation's like 500?
Yeah, I'd say I'd go with that because if you count inflation, and they both charge $500, then it's really well okay. And I think the price of a PS4, if it came out next year, it would be like 446 or something like that.
Hmm.
So with that technology that they're gonna have in it for a PS5, it's around $500, and then you count like what you would count to like make it and all that other bullshit. So I'd say the Xbox being that much more powerful, it's gotta be a little bit more expensive, and Microsoft ain't taking no loss, man. Everybody always says take a loss. When's the last time a company like that took a loss on a console? Who did that last?
360, PS3, Xbox One didn't sell for
No, that was the first thing I remember.
no, Xbox One made a profit of like $10 per
Yeah, they
console.
both made a profit
Yeah.
at the beginning.
But
It
both of
wasn't
these
very
consoles
much.
are also using the brand new, not released to PC yet, AMD tech. Like they're going to be using these are actually future built consoles versus what we got with Xbox One and PS4.
Right.
Like AMD has not released ray tracing for desktop PCs yet. These are both launching with ray tracing hardware built in. Like it's not a fair comparison. Like they're gonna for them to compete, both of them are gonna take a loss. The question is who can take more of a loss.
Interesting. What do you think? So you think definitely it's Microsoft that's taking the loss?
Will's eating. I have a feeling.
Oh, there's
No, I'm
some.
asking.
There's actually Dustin.
I
Sorry.
was.
Okay, just making sure. I was eating, but I thought it was just Dustin.
Yeah, I was.
You were both right.
So what? What do you think? You definitely think Microsoft's going to take a loss, Dustin?
Yeah, I think they will. I do. I
Uh,
think
how much of a loss you thinking?
I'm thinking they're probably going to be losing $50 every console. I think you like these coming in at 500. I think the parts, everything, probably about 550 for them. I
I guess we'll find out.
yeah. I mean, they could hey shit. They could be making a profit because Microsoft they own a lot of patents when it comes to chip technology, so they might be making their money back that way.
Yeah, that could definitely make their money back in like all sorts of ways, like software and like you said, with the technology.
And they could have a deal to get a better price on chips just because they're AMD would be paying for their what is
So
it?
would it really be a loss then?
No, yeah, it could. I'm saying it's possible that it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Psychotron says, "Happy Friday, Happy Friday, Psychotron."
Hey, Secretary, happy
What's up,
Friday, man.
Cybertron?
What's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by as usual. Sorry, as usual. You're a good man, sir. So, did you guys get the look of a good look at the controllers? Like, is it different from the back?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious to see the triggers and all that stuff.
I'm curious
Yeah.
to see if it has batteries or not. We didn't. Really
It definitely doesn't have batteries.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I said that to somebody. They were like, "No, it's gonna have a battery. The Elite had a battery. It's gonna." I'm like, "Okay, we'll see."
I think they finally committed to it with
Yeah.
the Elite 2.
Yeah, the Elite might be like a good indicator of.
Yeah, it's got all the other stuff besides the share button. Like
So glad they added that though. The share button,
Yeah.
it definitely needed that, and there's a good spot for it too.
Yeah, it didn't look out of place. It looked like it's supposed to be there. Like, hey,
Yeah.
maybe you should have put that on the.
I'm upset
And
that we didn't get a white and black button like on the original Xbox.
no.
Those things are so weird. They seem like so like out of place. I mean, I use them, but
Hey,
that
we're
like
talking
no.
about that was the Sega fucking Dreamcast remnant.
I mean, the good thing it was added a third buttons, like so it was like a 6-button pad almost kind of, but it was still like weirdly placed.
Well, you didn't have bumpers either, so it was like, come on.
Yeah, kind of almost the same. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They'll say the same thing, but not really, because they still had the. They didn't have the triggers. I forgot about the. Yeah, they didn't have bumpers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what you said.
But
Exactly. Will.
yeah, exactly. But
sorry for
yeah,
the
I
sorry
mean,
for the pause.
we got they showed off the look of the console, and then they showed off the name Xbox Series X, which technically the name is just Xbox, and it is the
Yeah,
Series X. It's just Xbox. Like they had, I forgot, I think GameSpot had the interview, and they were like, yeah, the name is. When we saw when people talk about Xbox, they just call it Xbox. Like there's not a.
yeah,
It's not like, oh, I got the 360. You know, you got an Xbox, and that's kind of the fundamental part of it. And this kind of allows them to go, hey, the Xbox Series S is coming out, or the
yeah.
Series X, or the series. They can Gen 2 of the Series X or Gen 2 of the Series S, and they can just keep revising these over time.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think they have to make it clear that it's just named Xbox. I mean, I know they have the Series X for a reason, but I think they should just make that more clear to people that you can just call it an Xbox, or in this case, it's actually an Xbox X. It's not
Yeah.
like a One X, but yeah, and plus avoid any harmful acronyms
Yeah.
that could
Hey,
get
wait!
them
First of all,
clowned.
right now we have triple X works, sex. Uh, like
Oh man,
I think they thought of this where it's just like, come at us. Like we're at this point, just do it. Let's see what you can come up with. I mean,
yeah.
me and Vern just, it was like when we were watching the game, we were like, so the sex, it's good. The sex is good, and that's all you can. You make fun of it that way, but
Although I don't know about the E though. Where does the E come from?
series
SE.
SE.
Isn't it just the S though? Like Series S? I mean,
Series
No, that's
X.
because you got to reach to get that E.
Yeah.
oh, come on.
But then if you
Hey, I
just
didn't
do
make up the
X
rules.
X X is it's triple X. Why not? I mean it's all there.
Yeah. There is a shorthand for everything.
Yeah. But
I was
yeah,
just gonna call it Xbox X for this one. I'm not gonna go crazy. It's not. It's very easy to
you know what I'm
acronym
gonna do? I'm
to,
gonna
so you
do
don't have
what
to
I
put
do with
X long.
every other phone and tablet or device you ever buy. Yeah, it's the new Xbox. That's it. Bam.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then once like this has been out 2 years, yeah, it's the Xbox. And then after it gets old, oh yeah, Gen 2, the new Xbox. Like they're just getting rid of the numbers and the bullshit around it.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah. And not like anybody saying, well, it's going to cause confusion. It's like you don't get confused when you buy the new iPhone. You don't get confused when you buy any of your other fucking tech. Are you really that retarded that you can't just go, hey, this is the X? It's the Xbox. It's the new one. It's the powerful one.
I do wonder if Sony is gonna follow suit with the different models, like more like entry level, and plus like the better one, because they did it with the X. I mean, with the PS4 and PS4 Pro. So I'm curious to see if they're actually gonna take that route, or if
Yeah.
they're just gonna stick with one.
Not sure. Not sure. I mean, I think Microsoft caught everybody by surprise if they, because technically Lockhart could still not exist or still not come out, and they just
Yeah,
run with the Series X. But going by the name, fucking Series X, there's going to be another console.
yeah. It
Uh,
seems unlikely they'll just stick to one.
yeah. But yeah, like I don't think anybody. I think they floated the idea, and then Microsoft was like, all right, we can just let's push out the weaker console. That way, people don't think we're going all in on like a super powerful console. And then went through and just went, yeah, this is actually the Xbox. Lockhart's still going to be in development, and since all the developers are developing for Lockhart and pushing on Lockhart to be stronger, and you release a stronger machine on top of it, they won't have a problem for launch. But
So
we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
I'm actually curious about that. Like, how do you think they're gonna scale the games up and down? Sorry, How do you think they're going to scale the games up and down? Considering the hardware is different. Like, are they
Well,
going to just use
what's different
dynamic resolutions
is
for anything?
no, I think everything would be dynamic res. But
Yeah.
the thing is one's going to be pushing between 1080 and 1440 and pushing up, while the Series X is just going to be pure 4K 60 all the time. That's what they're pushing for.
So you think it'll
That
be?
sounds great.
I mean, stuff doesn't sound convinced, but
No, I'm yeah, I'm saying that sounds great.
yeah. But the way you said it sounded like unconvinced.
Oh, you don't think so? You don't think they can do it?
No, I think they can. It just it'll be interesting what method they'll use to
I think it's all dynamic scaling. I really do.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
think
So
the
when
thinking.
you have
same
stuff
Microsoft does
like
will be for.
Tetris 99 comes to the next set of consoles, right? I think you'll just see the this weaker one just push to 4K because there's nothing there. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Ori's gonna be gorgeous, but it'll just be able to push Ori at 4K no matter which console you buy. But when we're playing the next Gears of War game, that game, like that is going to be 4K 60 on the Series X, and then the Series S, you're going to see 1080p 60 that can go up to, at moments 4K, sometimes at 1080, sometimes at 1440, and it'll just sit there at a dynamic resolution the entire time.
Yeah, that's what's interesting. Because this technically adds more work for developers, but I guess if they have a universal system that lets them scale easily, then
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a problem.
Because
So
the
they'll be
CPU is
interested.
not going to be super weak or anything. It's just that it's
Yeah.
going to be the GPU is going to be weaker. It's still going to have the full feature set. It's just weaker, so that they don't have to put in as much.
Yeah.
And because you're only pushing for 1080 or 1440, you're not really having an issue with the card not being able to perform versus 4K, which you need tons of power to do what they've been showing.
hmm Yeah, probably gonna employ a lot of checkerboarding and techniques and stuff like that, just to kind of because Gears 5 does it really well. Like all the techniques it does to
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
yeah. So they're probably gonna do the same with Scarlet game. I mean, Xbox Series X games. But I'm curious to see how like what the difference is with like high end graphics versus like they always add extra bells and whistles, like maybe like ray tracing and compared to like the base, like the smaller model or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see what the differences are and how they top out. So it'd be interesting.
Well, I'm imagining it's going to be like a 2060 versus a 2080 Ti.
Yeah.
Like the long or whatever. What is the Series S
That's
would
right.
be the 2060, while the Series X is like a 2080 Ti, which
I
they
would say
both
it's lower than a
support.
2060.
Well, they both support ray tracing. And they have the hardware built in, but one's just able to computate way more rays.
I'd say it's more like a 1660.
But for 1080p gaming, and then it's still gonna have the chip for ray tracing in it.
Yeah,
It's not
because
bad, you know.
no, it's not bad. It's, it's just like the in between console.
Yeah, and it's not
I'm
like
just curious.
they're limited down with it either.
Right. I'm just curious when that will launch. When we talked about this pre-show, when do you think that would launch?
I honestly I think it probably will be day and date. Like I think E3 we're gonna see the Series S, because that way it makes the names actually make sense versus them just going, hey, we got the Series X, and then in a year from now we'll have the Series S, which will be a weaker console for the everyday man. Like I don't think that makes sense for them to do.
Right. What do you think, Will?
As far as
Yeah, when do you think the S will launch?
uh not sure. That's a good question. I figured they're gonna launch both at the same time. They're just gonna reveal more info in a separate conference, maybe, and show the differences between the two.
Right.
I just hope they don't go crazy with it. I don't want to see like 3 different models and like a streaming model. I mean, they might have that, but I feel like that's a bit too much.
I don't. I'm not sold on it launching the same day. I think
Yeah.
maybe there's like some sort of gap.
I think they're gonna stagger it.
The fact that they didn't launch them at the same time, or no, announce them at the same time, got me thinking they probably won't launch them at the same time.
I think they want to control the narrative right now a little bit more because I mean they announced it at a Game Award
Well,
show
I mean, good
in
on them.
December.
Good on them doing that.
Yeah.
So, well, hopefully they got a good game plan.
Hey, look, let's just talk about the next thing of the Game Awards because we're spinning tires here. Let's talk about Hellblade,
Oh yeah.
engine demo of Hellblade, which looks fucking phenomenal. I mean, it's kind of what we want in next gen. Like they've definitely crossed the uncanny valley, and like those images look real. Like with her makeup on, like fucking, it's crazy how lifelike that is.
Oh yeah.
Anytime the gums on a character model is shiny,
Interesting.
I mean, I'm blown away.
Well, it's not just that. Her tongue looked proper. Like her lips, how they curled when she was screaming in the
Her
air,
tongue and
looked
her lips.
correct. Yeah, like it doesn't look like a rendering. Like it looks like really good CG. Like if not real life, like it's fucking
I
phenomenal.
wonder how they like do. You know how like when they get the face, and so they get the eyelashes and all that. You know how they do that. Like, how you get the tongue to look that real? Like, you have to like scan the inside of their mouth.
I would
How they fucking
imagine
do
so. I mean, you just using textures, like you'd have to. I don't know
that.
if
Man,
they're
some
like
next level
like I
shit,
could
bro.
see them putting the dots on the tongue just to track the movement of the tongue itself. Like that makes sense. Um,
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I feel like the fidelity of like Hellblade graphics and stuff like that is just dependent on how well they motion capture it. So they almost have like a easy way to get all these good motions and a realistic look. Same thing with Death Stranding. They had like pretty much all the actors scanned, and
yep.
it was easy to work with that. But I feel like it's harder to work with like stuff like Gears and Halo where they're not like 100% realistic, but they add like
Yeah.
realistic flourishes to them. So I feel like that's more challenging to make work, especially without like different proportions, like the more like
Yeah.
comic bookish. But yeah, Hellblade looked awesome. It was I was really surprised that it was actually Hellblade because I was expecting like a new IP. I was expecting like maybe some other action game, but I mean, hopefully this will be more action oriented. I know the first one was more like psychological and like puzzle, but I don't know. Maybe that might have been just due to the budget and limitations they had at the time.
I think it was a fine mix of the three:
Hmm.
the puzzle, the action.
Yeah.
I think it was a fine mix of it.
Which reminds me, I
But
have
I
to get
agree.
back. Yeah, I have to get back to that first one. I'm still stuck in that area, so I keep saying I gotta go back and redo it. But
You
you
got
just tell
to.
me to, yeah, you just tell me like to restart the checkpoint or something like that.
So I would try that first, but if you can't get past it, then you said you looked it up and everything, then you just gotta like redo the game. But it's not very hard because if you know the puzzles, then
Yeah,
you really it's like that's like 80% of the game. Well, I won't say 80%. It's like half the game.
yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm just doing something like that's obviously that's I'm doing wrong, or if it's just a bug. And like I want to look it up, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to like. I feel like I'm
Spoil
cheating.
it.
Look it up. Yeah. So
It
I don't
was
know.
definitely a bug though. I mean,
Yeah.
there definitely was a bug because I had the exact same bug.
Huh. It's weird that it's still there. Then I'm surprised they didn't patch that out.
Yeah, but I think you had to restart. You had to There's something you had to do. I had to restart my game. It fixed itself. It didn't get stuck again, but that doesn't mean like if you're in that loop that it's gonna fix it. But just an update. I don't know how they would do that. But who knows? We go back to it now. Maybe it'll load up and you get it done. Easy
So
peasy.
did you have to reload the whole game or just that portion?
No, I did. I had to start the game over.
Oh, that sucks. That's a lot.
I mean, it's not a very long game. It was like a 6-hour game. So
Yeah.
I don't know how far in you were, but it felt like it was about 2.5 hours worth of gameplay for me.
Okay. Yeah, because I only play I play little chunks at a time. I try not to like go all in because I have kind of some ADD, so I have to like get into a certain way groove and to like play all the way. Like I rarely play games like for like so long. Besides maybe like PUBG. But you get kind of tired of it, and then you like, I want to do something else. But yeah, it's an interesting reveal though. I appreciate that they're doing that they're continuing the franchise, and they're gonna hopefully take it in a different, more hopefully, like I was saying, the more action oriented game. I know you said it's more balanced the first one, but I hope there's more a little bit more action because I know that's kind of their specialty too. They do pretty
Definitely.
well action. So um,
What do you, so what do you think about the like that conversation where people were saying Microsoft bought Ninja Theory and then they give you Bleeding Edge? You know, it's not the kind of game we wanted. And then also you see this game, like that's
No, but
two studios.
here it is. Bleeding Edge, made by Ninja Theory, was in development for the last 5 years before Microsoft
Oh no,
acquired
I
them.
understand that.
No, no,
Well,
no. But real quick, Hellblade 2 was on the development cycle before Microsoft acquired them. Like both of these games are games they were making that had
yeah,
nothing to do
I
with
understand
Microsoft.
that. I didn't get the
No, no, it's
finish
just
of the
yeah.
statement,
Okay.
but yeah, exactly what you said. I just think that people overlook what really we don't know what's going on internally. You know, I mean, we
yeah,
only know what they tell us, and when they say, "Hey, we've been making this game for 5 years," and no one would put it out for us, and then Microsoft bought us, and they said we could do it. That's obviously what happened because they had a game ready to go within a year.
Yep.
Then they announce a new game. I mean, it makes sense. I think the only thing I find weird is they didn't use the word exclusive. Did you guys? Was that weird?
They
Is
don't
that
need to.
you don't think so?
No.
I
It's
mean, they
not their
did say
event,
when
but
Ninja Theory
it's
themselves
also
said
a
they wouldn't.
PC, Xbox game. Like people realize that, and it's not. It wasn't their event, so they're not going to put Xbox exclusive. Like
I'm so used to hearing them go console. You know what I mean? I'm so used to hearing
you
yeah,
that
used to
shit.
hear it at the Microsoft event, but we're
Yeah,
it's like
that guy.
look. I'll put it this way, not to get too far off topic. Like people were bitching that there wasn't one other thing at the Game Awards. It's like they announced the fucking Game of the Year
By
at the end
who?
of the show. Yeah, but Jeff didn't have a fucking one last thing. Like that's not what the Game Awards are. Like don't get me
no,
wrong,
Was
it's
there one
awesome.
last year?
No.
not that I know of. No,
Like that's the dumbest shit ever. Hey, congratulations. Let's go look at the new Mario Kart character. Like what? Like that
yeah,
doesn't
it's
that,
out of place.
that would seem it would be like what like sweeping the legs of the Game of Year, the guy that won Game of the Year. Like it's like no.
Yeah,
Fucking it's not a fucking game announcement show. It's a game award show with some announcements.
yeah. I will say that the award show was a lot, like, it was actually pretty good this year. It was actually, like, I didn't have too many issues with it. There are some cringe moments, but like it
No, but
was
they're like
not
prop like
really.
okay, yeah, I'm watching a fucking gaming award show. Like cringe moments, not
Yeah,
man, I hope
like
nobody
advertisements.
walks in here. Like
yeah,
like
weird.
I thought it was a good show. I
Yeah,
thought they did a killer job. Jeff did an awesome job. And the fact that
yeah,
he was able to get a fucking console announcement during the show, if anything that legitimizes the Game Awards like like never before. Like it's hey, you never know what's going to be at the Game Awards. Watch our show. Like
yeah.
who knows? Nobody expected to see the Series X at the Game Awards. Nobody.
Yeah, Microsoft really threw him a bone on that one, because it is weird to announce like a console at the Game Awards that you would think would be for like reserved for their own events or
Yeah, but it makes sense. Like we were talking about before the show, it makes sense just because you have everybody from every platform watching. Nobody's
yeah,
expecting it. You even if you watch like the Kind of Funny stream, people like that aren't Xbox fans were blown away by it because it's like, man, this is it. Next gen is starting. Like they built hype off of the entire gaming community. Versus like if they would have done it at XO19, you would have the Xbox fans get excited, but it would have been kind of like whatever from the other fans, and you wouldn't have had them glued onto the TV.
yeah. I agree. You get like more like because there's a lot of different developers there, like a lot of indies and the
Yeah,
Japanese
but it's a much
developers.
diversity of thought in a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
ways.
exactly. So you get all these people like, oh, what's this? That's a new console. Oh, maybe I'll
Yeah, and
develop
not
for it or
just
whatever.
that. Well, it's not just that people are going to develop for it, but it's like they showed off Hellblade for a reason. It's because people on PlayStation have played it, people on Nintendo have played it.
Right.
Like this is like, hey, remember that Hellblade game that you really enjoyed? This is what the next Xbox is doing. This is what we're going to be pushing out there. Like, and it looks
Right.
amazing. Like, it's not undercutting like PlayStation or anybody else, but it is definitely fucking putting their mark.
Yeah, and I feel like it does offset the weirdness that was like the Microsoft games didn't really win at all. Some of them got nominated, like Gears, but they
Yours
didn't really
got
win
robbed.
either way. So I feel like these things kind of help offset their lack of nominations and kind of spotlighting in these type of award shows. So maybe maybe that did work for them, like in that regard.
Yeah. I just want to say that they showed a little bit of Halo, and I don't want y'all to forget that. Y'all talking about Hellblade and shit, but I mean, it was just a little,
They
a little
showed
mashup.
10 seconds. No, not even 10 seconds of Halo. Master Chief ran
Look,
up a hill, and then they spun
fuck,
around him.
when he ran up that hill.
Yeah,
Whoo,
yeah. It
that
was
shit was
interesting. Yeah, it was interesting that
good.
nobody knew what the announcement was until they saw Master Chief. Like not even
Yeah.
like the
Oh no,
Forza
it went.
cars.
People went like through all kinds of. It was like it was Bioshock. It was
Yeah,
a streaming service. It was like everybody's throwing a different like
yeah.
maybe it's
Everything but
this,
what it
maybe it's
was.
that. Nobody it was like, okay, there's a fucking car. That's not anything I thought it was gonna be. Oh shit, there's Master Chief. Was that Forza? Like fucking
Yeah,
then, they show their little square or rectangle and it's a box.
yeah. That was cool. I just wish they showed more Halo, man. Just show gameplay already. Like stop like
Yeah.
teasing.
Now they did show well they said the reason they went with the water and everything because it's all ray traced. And
Oh,
that's why they're pushing it because it's all about ray tracing.
that's nice.
Yeah. All right. Enough with the Game Awards. I think we've killed this topic. Unless y'all have anything else you want to add, so I'm gonna move on to actual
Well,
other news.
well, the ad had kind of an interesting thing in the beginning too. Like, kind of a clue was that little ring in the beginning,
Yeah.
like the Halo ring, I think. So people thought that was Elden Ring, but that was definitely like a Halo nod that nobody knew about until we saw Master Chief. But yeah, Game Awards is good, man, and the Xbox stuff was
Awesome.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
definitely giving props for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
let's
too, man.
see. Grand Theft Auto
Mm.
5, the Diamond Casino Heist coming to GTA Online on the 12th. It's past 12th. It's out there, people. Go play it now. I I
Indeed.
I I, I think I still have it downloaded. I might try to play that.
Nah, bro.
I'm not
That
sure.
shit like that shit got like 100 something gigs, right? I can delete that shit.
Yeah, that's a lot.
No,
Yeah.
I like nah. I ain't played this in 2 years. Gone.
Man,
Yeah, I did the same.
yeah. I was gonna say, there was so much news that came out before the Game Awards that was like
I
big hitting
know.
news, like that.
I don't seem.
It
It don't
was.
feel the same,
It
do it?
doesn't feel the same at all.
No, no,
Because
it
okay,
seems like old
Sony had its
news.
state of play, and there was just like honestly, it felt more like a state of Xbox play than the Sony Awards because it was like, yeah, this shit's coming to Xbox now. That shit's coming to Xbox now. Oh
Yeah, a
yeah,
lot of
that shit's working
multiplats.
on Xbox now. Like it was just like, damn Sony, like did Microsoft just eat your lunch? Like what the fuck happened? Like
It is weird how like little they've been showing of their cards, I guess. I mean, we've
yeah.
seen like stuff we've seen already before, like Ghost and of Tsushima and all the stuff
But
they
that's
previously
PS4.
announced.
That's not
But yeah,
PS5. Yeah,
it's interesting.
yeah.
It's almost like they're kind of running out of gas, but they're still saving all their stuff for like whatever event they're gonna do,
Well, I
whatever.
mean, all their developments in PS5. Like they're not
Yeah.
worried about PS4 anymore. It's all about getting PS5 out there, getting those games out the door. Because they know just
Yeah.
as well as anybody that Microsoft is gunning for them with like Microsoft said with their 15 studios all actively developing for the Series X.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it's a lot more competitive now. It's not you can't just like because
slack off.
Xbox isn't just they're not just releasing two
Because
games a
neither
year.
Sony nor Microsoft, neither of them have really showed anything for next gen. The only thing we've gotten so far is Hellblade. We know
Yeah,
Halo, we know Hellblade. And then there was that one PS5 game at the Game Awards.
yeah,
Forgot what it was called.
Godfall.
But what
Godfall.
is
Yeah,
yeah, and that's it. Like that's all we know coming into next gen. right now. That's it.
What did you guys think about it?
It looked cool. Like we'll see.
Oh, Godfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Think
looked cool. I liked it. I think that's a timed exclusive though. I don't think that's
it
a full
is.
exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Like
said
it's like a
launching
Warframe. Yeah, it's like a
exclusively.
Warframe to them.
Yeah.
But what was you talking about before that though?
Okay, Final Fantasy VII Remix box confirms timed exclusive 3321. They wrote the fucking
Oh
date
yeah,
that you could be able to buy it on the Xbox on the
that's
PlayStation
funny.
box.
All right, question: is this worse than the Square Enix coming out saying Tomb Raider's coming to PlayStation
This is
after they said it was
worse.
exclusive?
This is
Is that
worse.
worse?
Yeah, because it's literally going, hey, you see this for PlayStation? This is the date you could buy it for anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's gonna say anything about that though. No one's
They
gonna
put
say
that shit. No, I've never seen them put the exclusive date on the fucking box. Like
anything.
literally
Because I think they
stamping
tired
that
of Sony
shit
shit,
on
man.
the box.
They tired
Like,
of Sony shit, man.
like they were just like, fuck this. Put it on the box. Let people know when it's coming to every other
Yeah.
platform. It's it, so it's a 1 year exclusive for PlayStation. I mean, they're helping develop. That's no biggie.
Oh, they are
But
helping develop.
I believe so. Yeah, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake's gonna look amazing on the Series X.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's weird because remember Dustin, we was you had a news item before of the thing being leaked out, like the day, like it was kind of similar to what they showed here. It was like a exclusively on PlayStation, like or time exclusive, something like that. Remember that? It was like a news item that I said, what is this? What did it say though? I don't know if it was like for PlayStation. I don't remember. I don't remember what the wording was before, but there's definitely hints of it, and it's just weird that people like were so dead set on it being exclusive to PlayStation
Yeah.
that now they're like, now they're pretending like that they're saying that all along,
No,
Oh no, come on!
This
They're
is
like, oh no,
unprecedented. Yeah.
yeah.
I've never seen them put the fucking date on the box before. That's just crazy.
I
Bayonetta
mean, I do.
Vanquish or 4K 60 remasters coming to Xbox One.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
what were you
I
gonna
mean,
say?
if you have, no, I was gonna say I mean, it's some backwards compatibility, but it's interesting how all these BC games are actually getting remastered. So it's like so many like getting
Yeah.
like the 4K treatment. So it's
Right.
almost like you don't need BC anymore. With an
You wanna hear
occasional,
In some
You
ways
hear
you
something
don't,
funny?
but in other ways, like I still can play the original Splinter Cell on my Xbox One X in 4K.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
those are
not having to
exceptions
buy,
though.
like there's no, but there's a lot of exceptions. Microsoft with its backwards compatibility knocked it out of the park, and
Yeah.
I agree.
it's it's impressive.
You want to hear something crazy?
Well,
I was in one of my my Walmart store, one of my accounts or whatever. And I've been going to like the gaming section ever since they kind of turned into like half GameStop, half Walmart.
yeah.
Guess what they fucking had in the used game section? Yes, they have a used game section. They had Sneak King. Remember that shit? The Burger King game.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
They fucking
crazy.
had Sneak King.
How'd that get there?
I don't know, but it was $8.
You bought it?
Yes,
Hell
he
no,
did.
I didn't buy that
He
shit.
fucking bought it.
Eight
He ain't
dollars
gonna
too
admit it,
much.
but he bought
You
it.
know you bought that for your kid. You know you bought that.
I had that game. I played that shit.
Nice.
I got those
Did,
achievements.
did you pass it on to your kids then? I'm assuming your copy of
No,
Sneak
I
King.
traded that shit in.
You're a bastard. He not let them enjoy the greatness of Sneak
That's
King.
a piece of
No,
history
Sneak
right
King
there.
is old. I don't even think I had a kid when that game was out.
That's crazy.
I don't think I had. 360 was like when I had my oldest kid, my 11-year-old, wasn't even born yet. He's born in 2008. That's how old, that's how long. Wow. When 360 come out?
Is it 2007 or 5? I'm not 100%.
Yeah,
Like
05.
my memory is horrible lately.
2001 was when the OG Xbox came out, and it lasted for 5 years, I think.
Yeah, 5-year
Yeah.
run.
So yeah, man. No, I ain't give it to him. I traded that shit in. That shit was trash. I got it for free, and I was like, "Wait, can I get money for this?" But yeah, anyway, that's just a tangent. I just thought that was funny. Y'all talking about BC, and it reminded me of I seen that shit. It
Oh, yeah.
had the Xbox One case too. You know how they got like the. Have you seen those? Have y'all seen those?
Yeah, they
Like
kind
the
of trying to.
hats. half
Trick.
360, half Xbox One.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trick, but it does work, I think.
Yeah, it helps people realize that you can play it on Xbox One. That's what it's for.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting too is that well, what I was hoping for the PC stuff like Gears, I was hoping they would actually remaster that stuff. That's why I kind of, I mean, the BC 4King of those games is awesome, but they're still weird because you got one that's still not like in 4K, Gears of War Ultimate. Then you
It's
got
already
two and three.
it was a remake.
Yeah, but they never really got to give it the 4K treatment, which
Treatment.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got Judgment, which never got a up resed version, which is it's just kind of inconsistent. I mean, and I know the BC enhanced stuff is awesome, but I feel like we should have still gotten a collection of
It's
even
because
just
people hated on that game, so I didn't think anyone cared. But I feel like what they really did for those other games, I feel like they just gave you like the PC version, even if it wasn't on PC. They kind of like gave you like a they turned up some of these settings that made a huge difference, made it sharper.
yeah, all they did was just upres it. I mean, it wasn't like they added more effects or anything like that. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
there's still that stuff they can do. I hope they do that for the next gen. That maybe they can remake one. I mean, not
I think
remake,
they'll
but
do a lot less than what you're assuming because the console itself is going to make it like these games are already made scalable, so it's gonna adjust like frame rate and maybe for Microsoft games they'll unlock a little bit more effects maybe depending on like a game like Gears 5 which was made with this console in mind. I guarantee you that stuff's already taken care of.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. I just wish they did like a because I know people were speculating about this earlier in the gen with the Marcus Fenix collection. Like people were kind of like, oh, maybe they're gonna do the same thing with the Gears, but they just never pulled that off. Because it'd be cool to have all of them like in a playlist and
Yeah.
relive all the multiplayer. So that way they're not so disparate and like in case they shut the servers down. So
Right.
it'd be nice
Yeah,
to have all that.
I was reading on Microsoft's website, and one of the quotes they had in there it said like four generations in one place, because it's backwards compatible.
Hmm.
But I felt like they said there's no more generations. Wasn't it like a thing? No more generations? Or
I've
isn't
heard
that
that
a thing?
before, but I don't know if they went back on that though. It's hard to say.
So
'Cause
that's what I'm saying. Do you still think that like the next like is Hellblade 2 gonna be on Xbox One?
I think so. They've kind of said they want to do some forward compatibility stuff, but I don't know how much for how long that would work because I know the X is definitely gonna get phased out once this comes out. The Series X comes out, so like the Xbox One X is gonna be in like a weird spot because it's like in between like the S and the higher end model. And I don't know. It's
No,
gonna be
it's
weird
the
to see
S
how
and the Series S.
yeah, there's that too. So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do forward compatibility. I mean, they're probably just gonna support their own games until, um, developers are just stop doing it, and then they're gonna stop. But hard to say though. I'll be interested to see where they go with that.
Right. All right.
What do you think, Dustin?
What we got? Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if he stepped out or
No,
not.
he may not be there. Let's
Yeah,
move on to the next topic. Oh, there.
yeah. We were just talking about what forward compatibility, how they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Otis.
Finally.
No, that was
Yeah.
me. I
Finally.
muted myself. I'm sorry. I muted
Oh, we
myself
can
when I
hear you.
walked off. So Minecraft Bedrock is also coming to PS4 and is now playable across all platforms with crossplay. It is it's about damn time. About damn time. I'm glad I could invite my friends that play on PlayStation to my server, and we could just all play together. Like it's a great moment for gaming. Like it's really cool.
I'm
Really really
definitely happy
cool.
for the PlayStation dudes because like they could finally because like they don't have that Sony thing holding it back anymore. Like that was ridiculous. Just like let people enjoy all their games like cross played and let them have the Bedrock edition. So they have all the bells and whistles of
Latest
the
update they have
yeah.
but like something like like PlayStation fans underestimated because they didn't have it. They were trying to
Mhm.
fucking cover it up. Is Realms is a game changer for Minecraft. Being able to jump on your phone, play your game, jump on your console, continue to play your game, no matter where your friends are, they can play with you. It's so big. You have 10 people playing at the same time, and then like your kids can own PlayStations, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, fucking iPhones, iPads, Android tablets, Gear VR. It doesn't matter. Like you could just play and have fun together. And for parents that don't want to have to buy 10 Xboxes to play Minecraft or 10 PlayStations to play Minecraft, like it opens that game up for everybody.
Yep. Speaking from experience here,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm glad they got this shit done. Glad. Now, if I could just get Apex Legends to fucking do this shit, then I'll be happy.
What,
That's
crossplay?
like the last one. Like they should have went in and done this already.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean crossplay?
Yeah, crossplay.
Yeah.
Apex Legends needs it already. My kids want to play, and I'm not
Yeah.
buying another.
Buying a bunch of
So,
the same console just to do it. No. It doesn't
hell
make
no.
sense. Yeah, just
Nope.
doesn't make sense.
Nope. It's already a free game. Just hit. Do. If the next fucking Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefield, Battlefront, whatever the fuck you want to call it, can do it, they can add that. This is a huge game. I don't see how they don't do that. Fortnite's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Minecraft finally got it done. We can. Call of Duty's doing it. Call of Duty does it the best too. They do it. They are so good because you have the option to turn it off and you have the option to edit it by input. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. So I'm happy for everybody, all
All
those
right.
Minecraft players out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too. I'm
it's
glad
cool.
Sony. Yeah, I
I
mean, I'm
mean, there
glad
was there
Sony.
was a lot more stuff missing other than Realms too, right?
Yeah, it was content. And then like they were slowly updating the PlayStation version, but it was always like a month behind everything. And then you
Okay.
wouldn't be able to play with people. Like it wasn't the same. Like but now like everybody's just playing together. Like it's there. It's what Minecraft should be. You know.
Yeah, Sony was doing their consumers a disservice by just blocking all that um progression for the game, like as far as just like all the added features and stuff that you should have with the base game.
It was funny to see Sony fanboys go, "I'm not making a Microsoft account to play this." It's like, okay, fine.
Hey, like it's a big deal. It just
No,
fucking
no,
Is
no
it
just the
decision.
is that
login.
what it is? A Microsoft account?
Yeah, you got to make a Microsoft account to play on Realms.
I
Oh,
mean,
what
it's no
about just a
different.
crossplay?
Huh?
What about just a crossplay?
That's how you do it. You sign into a Microsoft account to play crossplay.
But
Yeah,
not Xbox Live though.
You don't need a gold membership, no, but you do need an Xbox account.
Really? So it's like exactly how we said it was gonna be,
Yep.
basically.
Fucking bend the knee,
Wow.
bitch. Fucking make that account.
I mean it's no different than like having
Every
a
other service.
WB, yeah, like a WB login or EA or like Origin access. It's they all have like these big publishers all have their own
Yeah.
system within a system. So I know Xbox is a competitor, but they still have ultimate control over the Minecraft IP. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have to put some sort of
Well, I mean, it's also
system
you're
in
logging
place.
into their servers, you're using their thing. It makes sense that
Yeah,
you have a gamer tag that's on. Like, hey, it's link. You link your PlayStation to your Xbox gamer tag, and you play Minecraft. Like,
exactly.
Hey, look how much has changed over there, like at Sony in like the last 3 months.
all
I mean,
right,
Yeah.
they get
let's
EA
talk about the
access.
biggest news.
Go ahead.
Sony San Diego Studios and MLB reached an agreement opening MLB The Show to expand to additional console platforms. Xbox tweets out no more away games, and the Nintendo account tweets out a picture of the emoji of a baseball.
Baseball. Yeah.
So, who would have called a month ago that Sony would be the first one to launch one of their exclusive games on other platforms, not the other way around?
Yeah, it's a really awesome development because
Are they the first one?
Yeah, because technically Minecraft launched on uh, Xbox. Well, no, on PlayStation before Microsoft bought them. So it wasn't Microsoft really launching Minecraft on PlayStation. Uh, technically Microsoft will beat them to the punch because Minecraft Dungeons will come
Yeah, I
out
was about to say that.
before
Yeah.
MLB The Show. But this is fucking astonishing to see MLB The Show come to Xbox. Like it's gonna be a thing, 2021.
I always thought it was unfair that Sony has such a big hand over the MLB stuff. Just the baseball license. I don't think they have exclusive rights to it. Just to make a game, but they're like the only game in town. So it sucks that other consoles just didn't have access to like a premier baseball game. So that was a bit of a bummer. But I'm glad that's happened because like that way, people don't have to just buy a PlayStation to play a baseball game, like a good one. But there's other good ones. There are small ones like um, it's like two of the cartoony ones. I know there's RBI and then there's another one that came out that's actually pretty good, but it's more cartoony. Sorry, but yeah, this is a good move, man. I think Sony is going to do well with it. I'll be curious to see how they develop for the Xbox. See if they, I don't know if they're gonna have it enhanced over a PlayStation version. So I'll be curious to see how they handle that. Maybe they'll look the same. Who knows?
All right. What else do we have in the news? Phil Spencer came out and said, "I thought Control was really good. So it didn't reach enough people, so I'm glad to see it coming to Game Pass. So hopefully more people play it." All right. So Phil says this. I forgot on what it was on some stream, and like Remedy, like almost it's just like, we have nothing to announce, so we're not putting that shit on Game Pass at this time. So
Yeah.
I have a feeling Control within the next 3 months is going to be on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, definitely. The sales
It's a
were
slip of the
not
tongue.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
and it's Phil's usually very tight-lipped on stuff like this. He usually doesn't spill beans like this. I don't think this was some kind of power play to get Control on Game Pass. Because honestly, Game Pass is doing fine without Control. Like he doesn't. It's not like Game Pass is suffering.
yeah,
But yeah, this kind of definitely swept the legs under anybody looking to buy Control for the next couple months. So yeah, I'll end up playing it when I come to Game Pass. Phil, I trust, sir, and Phil, I trust.
to be honest, I don't think it would have. Even with the announcement, I don't think people would have bought it anyway. Without the announcement, I'm sorry, because I think it just kind of maxed out its run. Unless usually people just go buy it when they're on sale anyway. So that's what I was waiting for, and I did buy it on sale, but I also had like Microsoft points added to it, so it made it, brought it down to like 20 something bucks. So even if it comes to Game Pass, I don't really care. I have it already. So, but I pulled the stuff. I bought it before it came to Game Pass.
Told you not to, sir.
That's all right. It's only $20, so it's not like I broke the bank or anything.
Well, you would pay $20 for it? I thought you said 45.
Well, it was like I think it was also for 47, but then I had like $15 in Xbox points or 20, and so that brought it down to a significant amount. So that was,
Save them Xbox points, man.
Man, you
oh,
gotta save up them Xbox points. Ain't no reason
Yeah,
not
you gotta
to.
stack them
Make
up.
that money, sir. Make that money.
bank them, right?
I think I got like $15 in reward
Oh,
points
nice.
right now. Yeah,
I don't got none. How y'all get them? How'd you get them?
Use Bing to search. You play games.
Oh,
and
they're
get
from Bing.
achievements.
You had $15 from that Bing shit you were telling me about?
What are you talking about, dude? I have way more than $15.
Well, I'm talking about Will.
Oh, well, I think I had bought some games and that added more
Yeah, and
points.
also you get points for buying games.
Well,
You
how
get
much you
points for
got,
searching.
Dustin?
Lifetime? I'll tell you. One sec.
No,
Like currently,
right
I have. Well, I've already cashed in some, but currently I'm at 5,700 points for
That's really good.
what's just for search. Well, just for buying and searching right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm at
that's awesome.
5,700. Let's see. What is my lifetime points through Bing?
How many dollars is that?
It's like $5 right now that I can renew. Get for
Yeah,
57.
pretty much.
Oh, it's just $5.
Well, no, that's right now. Like I've already cashed some in. So lifetime points, I'm at 383,094 points.
Ooh. So that's what $13.
It's a lot of fucking points. No, that's probably a couple $100 in points
Ooh,
using this. I mean, I've bought a year of Xbox Live using this. I bought full $60 games using this.
you can buy Xbox One X Series
Yeah,
X,
yeah,
One
you
X
could.
Series.
I know Vern right now has No, I think he has 70 or 80,000 points saved up, and he's looking to get it to 100,000 just to put it towards buying a Series X.
Seriously,
Yeah, because you can
that's
buy through.
crazy.
You can use the money at the Microsoft store, so you could use just by searching. You could buy yourself a Series X, or at least
I feel like I
pre-order.
buy so much stuff like that, and I never have any points. So, I guess because like you don't get very many points, or you don't any points when you like buy stuff on sale, right?
No, you get points.
Yeah, you
Do
save
you?
points.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you always get points
Why the
every
fuck I
dollar you
don't be
sell.
getting my Microsoft account? Don't have shit in it.
I don't know. Maybe you
I
bought
be
the wrong
buying shit
stuff.
all the time. I get
Hey,
more fucking points from Nintendo.
wow, that's weird. You should be getting more points.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you need to look into that, sir. You need to step up your A
Microsoft,
game, get all
man.
these Microsoft points.
Yeah, I've saved so much money like with these points. It's unbelievable how good this rewards program is. Like I really wish Sony had an equivalent like
They do.
good. I mean, but it's just not good. It's like it's so like weird. You have to do like certain things. I don't like the way they set it up.
If you have the PlayStation credit card, it's really good.
Wait, I gotta
I
read
know it sounds
Infinity Line
dumb,
stuff real
but
quick. Infinity
Mm.
Line says at dinner, just stop by to say hi, and that the XSX is sexy as fuck, and the bottom of the
Infinity Line, what are
Xbox
you
looks.
eating? Can you tell us the meal? Is
One
it
sec,
what
let me
Will's
finish, sir.
eating?
And the
He's
bottom
eating
of the
a
Xbox
chicken
looks
dinner.
like it has a mini stand that's round. From looking at it from the video.
Hmm.
Ah, it's a good observation. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
And
So
then I
remember,
think he dabbed
you-
for 4,000. I think that's a machine dabbing.
Dustin, you remember what Infinity Line brought up in the Twitter that we should investigate? Remember what that was?
No, I do not.
Trying
That
to
was
recall. You remember he did mention something. Right? It was like,
yeah. He said something Xbox needs to investigate.
yeah. Let me look that up.
As everybody looks. Uh,
Oh yeah. So so it was the Fez inclusion in the Game Pass commercial you posted, Dustin, on Twitter.
yeah, that's right.
Because there's some games that weren't on the Game Pass yet. And Fez was interesting because that's not available in backwards compatibility yet, unless they're counting the PC version. I don't know if that's in the Game Pass in the
That's
PC
possible.
version.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean it sucks because we never got like a port of that for the Xbox, nor did we get the PC version. So it shows how much Fez people like Xbox.
Mm.
But
People
yeah,
want
I think
PC.
there were other games too. But thanks for popping up, sir. Infinity Line, you're the man.
Yes. Tell us about that dinner.
Yeah, let us know. Curious.
The important things.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
Fez is on Game Pass for PC. Just to throw it out.
Oh, that's so weird.
All
That
right.
should be on console.
Let's see. What else did we have to go over? Now I messed up all the show notes. Thanks to you guys. To look up Fez. All right. Let's see. Did that one. Redbox no longer rents video games and will be end game sales this year. So that is
Really?
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame.
Wow. That's where I got all my PlayStation games from.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm bullshitting. But I did rent Until Dawn from there, and I never returned it, and they charged me $50 for it.
Oh man,
Ugh.
what happened? You lost it or something?
Nah, I just forgot about it.
And I know I
Oh
talked
my
about it
god.
on the show. I rented The Order 1886, and I got it on promo because I had never rented a game there for 50 cents, and that game still wasn't worth it. And then I turned that shit right back in because they ain't charged me $60 for that piece of shit. Let's see. Untitled Goose Game coming to Xbox Game Pass next week. So that was another big hit from Microsoft to Sony. Like they
Yeah.
had their big thing. They were like, "Yeah, Untitled Goose Game coming to PlayStation next week." And then Microsoft like Game Pass account instantly retweets, "Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass next week too, y'all. Peace." And then it was just like, "Well, better luck next time, Sony." Like fucking
Yeah,
Game Pass is eating everybody's lunch.
I like how they checked Sony at their own game. They usually like to undermine their efforts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see a reversal.
Let's see. Gears 5 Operation 2 free for all available today. They also have this $20 like it's a skin pack for Operations 2. But yeah, you can start playing Operations 2 in Gears 5 now. And then Xbox announces monumental launch for Halo Reach on both PC and Xbox One with nearly 3 million players during launch week. Was my last bit of news.
Those are two good items. Yeah, the Gears one that's a pretty meaty up, significant considering how much stuff they put in, like all the characters. I'm kind of surprised they didn't update the other mode more extensively though. What's that survival one we always play? Escape. Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't seem to get a whole lot of updates, but hopefully they'll keep at it because I do like that mode a lot.
Cool. I think they need to add some more maps.
The Halo stuff is good too,
I want
Yeah.
some maps.
so I'm glad they're getting that love for the PC community. I know they've been incessant on wanting Halo on PC for the past couple of years.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys
So it's
speaking of
finally
Gears?
got-
Did you mention anything? Gears Tactics.
They are kind of at a disadvantage though because they don't have the rest of the collection. So Xbox people get to enjoy it, for a good while before they get it.
But speaking of Gears, did you mention Gears Tactics at all?
No, we have not talked about Gears Tactics yet.
The trailer was
That
pretty
was
cool.
also, yeah, they were showing the Game Awards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to go in depth. I mean, I just say the trailer was cool. Not really an XCOM kind of guy, but I mean, it's Gears. The trailer's cool. I liked Halo Wars. What I did play of it, but and it's completely different than Halo Wars, but still.
Yeah. It's actually looked pretty awesome. I'm still kind of bummed that the console version ready for release though. I mean, it's just PC, but I mean, it's interesting. They have a lot of characters in there. There's a guy named something Diaz that might be related to Kate, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I'd say he probably is related to Kate.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility considering his name.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
well,
sorry, I was fixing something on Mixer. We had
No, you're
a
fine.
little bit of a troll come into chat.
Troll.
Yeah,
That's a troll.
go
Okay.
ahead and fix some things, if you will.
Our haters are our biggest fans. Anyway, what's the next topic? You got the list there, Will?
For what the
That show.
No,
show
topic
notes?
wise, that was it. Like we didn't have any more
Really?
topics to go over.
Okay.
Unless we wanted to cover more stuff on the Game Awards, but other than that, we
That wasn't really anything that interested me too much. And Godfall was really the only thing that we kind of went over that already. But I guess we can get into what we've been playing.
yeah, I gotta look mine up, so you guys can go ahead first.
I'll go ahead. You're waving on that Call of Duty. I'm gonna upload some clips, so watch out for them on Twitter, man. I've been biting fools on there, man. I hooked up. I think I mentioned this on the last podcast. I've been playing on my in my bedroom on my new TV. Just figured out that I didn't have HDR turned on. I think it's dumb how the TVs are like they're set up to you don't use HDR unless you turn it on. Like, who doesn't want to use HDR when they buy a fucking 4K TV?
Well, yours
HDR.
doesn't put it on automatically.
No, you have to go into the settings and turn it on. I mean,
That's weird.
well, I think it depends on which HDMI you use. Like which, like there's two HDMI's on my TV, like
Mm.
HDMI one, HDMI two. I think the first, like the first one, it's automatically turned on, and then the second one you have to go in and turn it on. But I don't even know why that's a thing. It's dumb. So, but anyway, so I finally did that, and Jesus, Call of Duty looks way better than I thought. Man, it looks so good at 4K HDR. Ooh,
Yeah.
60. Oh, it looks good, man. So I've been playing that. And I feel like that's Sekiro. I don't know. I can't remember if I mentioned that I bought that game on here, but
Oh yeah,
fuck game's hard, man. Fuck
yeah,
that game. I just say that.
yeah.
I
It's hard.
I hate when there's a game that's so cool and it's fun, but the difficulty is so like, man, it's so rewarding when you finally like beat a boss or whatever, and I finally beat a boss. It's like a mini boss. And then I get killed by a fucking grunt and have to beat that whole boss all over again. That took me like 3 hours to do. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? No,
Sounds like a From Souls game.
I don't want to do that. That's dumb. Give me a
Hey,
save point.
hey, you that's you get.
Game of the year. A wildin', bro. A wildin' with that
All
shit.
right.
But yeah, played that shit, and I think that's really all I played. So go ahead, Will. Let you go.
Yeah, so a bunch of stuff. I bought Monster Boy, The Cursed Kingdom. That was on. Played that. It's pretty cool. Um, what else I play? I played a bunch of Game Pass games like Van Embrace, Cold Soul. That's like a Darkest Dungeon kind of clone, but it's not too bad. It's decent. I played Demon's Tilt. It's an interesting, cool little like pinball game with like pixel art. It looks quite good actually. It looks really really awesome. I think there's only one board though, so I feel like they should be adding more tables for that pinball game. So definitely check that out if you like pinball though. Remnant from the Ashes. That's an awesome game that's on Game Pass. It's like a Dark Souls mixed with like Darksiders, like post-apocalyptic kind of. It's almost like a fantasy, like almost like if like the Fable world invaded the real world, and like an evil
Just saying that's real
Fable world.
hard. Well,
Yeah, yeah. Huh? No,
saying
it's not that hard actually. It's pretty forgiving. But the combat's actually really nice. It's really fun. So I recommend you guys. If you have Game Pass stuff, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, download this so we can play that on the co-op. Dustin, if you
Oh,
have,
it's co-op.
Yeah.
yeah, it's co-op. So that it's really fun. Definitely
All right.
try.
How many gigs is this? Is it a
It's
smaller
like
game?
about 30, 40.
Oh, I'll download that shit. I got you.
Yeah, you too, Dustin. Try it out. Um, the other stuff I'm playing is Greedfall. I bought that on sale. I only got into the intro episode, but looks pretty cool so far. It's definitely one of the better Spiders games. I've been playing Halo Master Chief Collection since Reach is on there. I hope they patch the sound though, because it's
Yeah,
still
it needs to
off.
be updated. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
sounds like we've taught. I think we've taught it on the show. Maybe.
yeah,
It just sounds like you're in another room almost when the guy.
yeah,
It's weird.
yeah. It does. It does. Yeah, it's very muffled, and the mixes is just kind of off the way. Hopefully, they put a patch
I mean, the
soon.
rest of the game feels great. It's just the audio
Yeah,
mix needs to be fixed.
yeah, exactly. And I hope they do that soon because I don't want to beat the game and like you know.
Is
Uh,
there like uh achievements, or is it like your 360 achievements?
no, that's more achievements like
It's more,
beating
yeah,
par.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
beating
part
par
of the Master Chief
times.
Collection achievement.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like,
I
more
wasn't
achievements.
sure.
yeah, there's a shit ton of them.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll have your hands full on that one. So also been playing The Surge. I bought this a long time ago, but I just kind of wanted to play it again and got into it again. It's a cool game. It's another dark. So many Dark Souls like games though. It's unbelievable when you kind of put them all
They
together.
should have fucking patent that shit and got paid.
Yeah, Dark Souls genre like get patent that. Yeah, because so many games are almost the same. Like we were talking about Remnant. That's like that. Um, The Surge. Yeah, lot of very similar ones. PUBG like usual, and then the last two I bought on sale. It's called Risk of Rain. It's a indie title that's like you play like different characters. It's like it's a roguelike, I believe. And you play different characters you have to unlock. But you as you play the game, you unlock them. So it's like a little shooter platformer thing. So I bought both of them because there's two of them. Risk of Rain and Risk of Rain 2, which is the 3D version, which came out recently. So definitely check those out. But that's it for me.
All right. So for me, I played not Fez. That's the wrong tab. I did not play Fez. Sea of Thieves, of course. Played some of that because we had the new update rollout, so I've been enjoying some of that. Got definitely been playing Minecraft. Jason started playing it again, so I ended up we started a server because the Bees update came out for Minecraft. I don't know
Nice.
exactly what we're gonna do with bees yet, but I'm starting to farm people, starting a bee farm because I need to see all the possibilities with bees, even if it's just to attack my enemies. I'm down for that. A game that I kind of picked up on the whim, but I love it, is Trover Saves the Universe. It was $23. I was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. I like the Rick and Morty guys. I wanna see what kind of game they would make, and I didn't even realize it was a VR game, honestly, to start off with. But it does translate fairly well to non VR. But it is definitely fucking over the top. Like the language is not something you would ever want a kid to hear. But it is
Wait,
hilarious and
the
fun.
the the PSVR game that they had's on Xbox now?
Yep, Trover Saves the Universe is now on Xbox and Switch.
Oh, really? How much
Yeah,
is it?
$23.
Ooh.
It's really fucking funny. Like it is. I think it's
I
worth the
love Rick and
purchase.
Morty is one of my favorite
Yeah,
things.
buy it. You'll love it. No questions asked. Just buy it. Go right now and start playing it. You'll die laughing. I think it's 6 gigs, so it's not a huge game. It's like I hear it's
What
like three to
kind of
six
game
hours.
is it?
It's a 3D platformer, but like the whole time Trover's talking to you, and the voice acting is just phenomenal.
Great.
But it's a
Trover saves
platformer.
the universe.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's worth picking up. Ended up playing some Rainbow Six Siege with a group the other night. That was fun, and of course Master Chief Collection. Uh, but what I've kind of put most time into, because I kind of want to actually finish the game, is Pokemon. Like I want to finish up through that and clear that game out off my list on my Switch. But other than that, that's all I've been playing. I'm trying to think. I think I watched some anime. I just off the top of my head, I know I've been watching a bunch of weird shit on Funimation. I decided to, because I kind of there was a Clockwork something. I watched the whole anime. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it, but it only went one season and it ended. So I decided, like, to make my Funimation worth it, I'm gonna start watching, random animes. And I started watching Teacher Please. That is the most weird, disturbing, totally different. I was not expecting what I watched at all. I think I'm 5 episodes in, and I'm not sure if I can continue watching it. It feels too pervy. But at the same time, like, I need to know what's happening in this fucking anime so I could talk about it on this show. Because it's just so fucking weird. But it was called Clockwork Planet. That's the anime I finished. And I actually really enjoyed Clockwork Planet. It was a fun anime. Sadly, it is not continuing, it doesn't look like. Um,
I'm curious as to what your selection process is for anime.
I
You seem to find
honestly,
really
I
random.
I like fantasy and I like sci-fi. So I'll go through and like Funimation has a genre tab, and I'll just pick sci-fi, and I'll scroll about halfway down the list and then just see what's in English so I can kind of do other stuff while I'm watching. And I just pick random anime. I mean, honestly, it's all it is. It's not me being like, what, that looks kind of cool. Like, why not? Let's watch this. There's 36 episodes in English. Let's go for it. Um,
That's funny.
but like, I really like The Devil's a Part Timer is one of my favorite animes. I love that. It's fucking over the top and hilarious. The devil comes to Earth and he becomes a part timer at McDonald's. Yeah, that's what the
Yeah, I
anime
remember
is.
you
It's
talking
fucking
about
great.
that a few weeks back.
The other one is damn it, I had a thought. Oh, I wanted to talk about. Has anybody been watching the Crisis on Infinite Earths?
I have not, but it's only because I watched like so much Flash and Arrow, and then I was like, I'll take a break and catch up, and I fucking never did. And then they came out with Batwoman, and they came out with I don't even know
You don't
like
need to
two other
watch any of those
shows.
other shows. Just start watching Crisis. Honestly,
Is
you
that
don't
its
need.
own show?
No, it's taking over every show. But you
Okay,
don't need
so it's
to see
kind of
it.
like when they do the crossovers,
It
basically.
is the crossover. Yeah.
Okay.
All I'm saying is Tom Welling's in it. There's so many cameos. It's awesome. It's we see Smallville again, man. That's all I'm saying. We see Smallville.
Yeah, I want to watch it, but I don't think I have access to all the episodes. So I'm gonna see maybe if they come somewhere. You think it'll be on Netflix eventually? They have to. It has to be
Yeah,
right.
they usually upload to Netflix. I mean, if you have a free month of what is it, the DC Universe thing, I think they're up there as well.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool.
yeah, I think they are. But yeah, I believe they upload to Netflix, but not till it wouldn't be
Yeah, for
for
a
another
while.
year or something. Yeah.
Although I feel like the show. I mean, I appreciate all the like actors, but I feel like it might be a little too many Superman. Men, you know, I don't know. They should. I don't know. They should have more different alternates, I guess. But yeah, it's cool to see Welling there. I mean, the
Oh
Brandon
no,
Routh
but
one is
I
one of my
mean,
favorite.
I don't want to ruin or spoil anything. Like, there's not that many Supermen. I mean, they have a lot of
Mm.
cameos because Superman plays a huge part in Crisis, but
Yeah, he does.
they really don't overdo it. Like, they show you Smallville, but he's Tom Welling's in the whole Crisis for maybe 30 seconds.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it. He's not in the Superman suit. I don't want to really get into it anymore because I don't want to spoil it for people because it is
Yeah, don't
really
spoil
good.
that shit, bro. Don't spoil that
Uh,
shit.
but let's just say he doesn't take part in the big crisis. You just get an update on what's happening in Smallville. Uh,
Oh,
I'm just telling,
interesting.
yeah, like it's exciting to see, like the because it really is reaching out and grabbing. You know, we see the Robin from what the '60s Batman or the '70s Batman, like he's in it, like everybody's in it. The Titans from the streaming service are in it for a couple seconds in the scenes because they're hitting cameos and doing stuff like that. It's really it's a cool way of doing Crisis because it does really impact every single show to the point where Lucifer Morningstar's in it as well. Uh, like there's so many different DC characters, and I kind of want to talk about Lucifer Morningstar next time we do a DC character or comic characters because he is a crazy character, beyond powerful character. Uh,
So how have they been handling the Batman from the animated series that's doing the live action? I don't know why I forgot his name already. What is his name? Kevin Conroy. Yeah. How do they handle that
he has
Batman?
probably about a 5-10 minute sequence like that he does. Like he's not. Of course, they're going to be pushing up their own characters from the shows, like that are going to be the pit, like what they're trying to push for Crisis. It is definitely not the Crisis you read in the book. I mean, there's certain tropes like who kills Ant or who kills the Monitor. That is still kind of the same thing, but like the characters are different. Like
Yeah.
there's a new Spectre. Like somebody becomes Spectre. Like that's part of the
Mm.
show. Like and it makes sense for Crisis for that to happen, but it's they're definitely pushing stuff around to make it so that their shows are the ones they're promoting are kind of the key characters versus Batman, Superman, and those characters because they're honestly they don't have a Superman show. They have a Supergirl show. They don't have a Batman show. They have a Batwoman show.
Yeah.
Like so Batwoman is the more important character versus Batman, which makes no fucking sense in Crisis. But hey, you gotta fucking make do in your TV universe.
So is it weird to see Kevin Conroy like speak like in live action?
No,
Because
not at
he so
all.
used to.
He's yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he plays more of a broken down Batman.
Mm.
After he's fought Superman, he
Oh,
is
okay.
like kind of in a suit kind of situation.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then that way he doesn't have to move fast. He could just kind of sit there and communicate. But he is definitely a broken character.
yeah.
It's definitely a different interpretation of Batman, which is fine because there's infinite planets with infinite possibilities of what Batman would be.
Yeah. Plus, he doesn't have to be jacked
Yeah.
because that the exosuit kind of helps him out. I don't like the way they. I've seen pictures of the Anti-Monitor. It looks like it's not
He
the
looks like
same.
a CW fucking
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. A CW
like
Anti-Monitor.
it's the Monitor. It works, It's not. I was sitting there when I originally heard they're doing Infinite Crisis. I'm like, yeah, how do you do Monitor? Do you do the full CG suit? Like, is that what you
Yeah.
do? And it's like, nah, it just wouldn't look right. And
So there's one on the
I want
show
to
like
see,
his
I want
Avatar.
to see fucking Superman Prime fucking kill
Oh man,
Monitor, take his suit, and then become Super Boy Prime,
yeah, you're not gonna see
and then
that.
have everybody have to fight him. Like, yeah, there you go. Do that story.
Yeah.
Watch his fucking 20 Supermen die because Superboy is fucking pissed. Green
Oh man.
Lanterns die. Like that would be a way cooler Infinite Crisis than what we got.
Yeah. They don't,
I still enjoy it, don't get me wrong. It's just
yeah.
like the Infinite Crisis is much bigger than what they're doing in the CW show. But it's a fun, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to downplay the show. I think the show's fun. I think Infinite
Mhm.
Crisis is a fun watch. There's a lot of cameos, it's a lot of cool things, but it's more like if Infinite Crisis happened to the TV universe of DC
Yeah.
versus what Infinite Crisis happened to the comics of DC, because the comics there's just way more of them and way more stories
Oh
to
yeah.
tell. Versus,
Yeah.
it's
Definitely.
cool to kind of see, hey, Tim Burton's Batman. The fucking that dude's there. They included that. That's fucking awesome. Like
Yeah.
all the movies and all that is the only way they could beat what they've done so far, and I have no clue, is if they come back and Henry Cavill's a Superman that they can just show at the in the multiverse.
I'm gonna need you to stop spoiling the show, sir.
Well, I have no clue if that happens. I'm just saying, like that would be really cool.
I mean, about all the other stuff you said before that.
Oh
I'm gonna
well,
need you to stop spoiling the
Batman
show.
dies. So does Superman. So does
I hate
Supergirl.
your
So
guts.
does
Hate your
Batwoman. So
guts.
does
Hate your guts. I'm muting you for the rest of the podcast.
everybody dies. But there's like eight. There's an infinite number of Batmen, so of course they die because that's the whole point. Like everybody dies. It's Infinite Crisis.
Man,
Uh,
I'm
that's
done
fine.
with you.
no, but I mean honestly, most of the shit I talked about has nothing. Well, I mean it has stuff to do with the show, but it
Just
really
has
doesn't
everything to do with the
impact.
show.
It doesn't impact the show because Infinite. Like I said, it's two different things. Like I know Will knows Infinite Crisis. Like,
Yeah.
and anybody that's read Infinite Crisis, like I said, it's not the same. It's it's a motif. It's its own thing. It's not. It's not Infinite Crisis because Infinite Crisis is way bigger and cooler. Because
Yeah.
the Spectre plays a giant part in Infinite Crisis, and maybe they get to that, but it's not. They're like right now, no, they're nowhere near that. Neither
Yeah.
does
Plus,
what were we
yeah.
gonna
No
say?
Maxwell. Well, no Maxwell lore. No
Yeah,
Omax.
yeah.
All that
You're
build
you're
up stuff.
you're missing so much of what made Infinite Crisis Infinite Crisis. But also, Infinite Crisis is garbage because they tried to fix something and they kept it broken. Because honestly, fucking DC is so heavy and there's just too much of it to fix.
You mean like
That's why,
super prime punching
huh?
the dimensions? I mean, that's how you're
Oh,
talking
I
about.
mean, it's not just that. Like, because and this has nothing to do with the show, just so I'm not spoiling anything. Superman, but before Crisis, goes into his own universe with Lois and Lex. I want to say,
Yeah,
right? And then they
Alexander or
fucking
something.
yeah, and then they live outside of the multiverse or the single universe. And finally, Lex gets out. Superman joins them, and then they just live regular lives as like the New 52 exists. And then the New 52 Superman dies because nobody liked him. They wanted to get rid of that comic. And then the
Yeah,
original Superman from before the
that's so
multi-universe fucking
weird.
comes out, and he's like,
That's
"Yeah, I'm
yeah.
Superman. Like that's it. And I'm more powerful than your Superman." Like,
That was such a weird decision, man. Like, I mean, I like the classic Superman, but like, it sucks that they did him dirty like that, the New 52 one, because like Morrison wrote him pretty interestingly, but
yeah,
I guess I guess he was too like different from
yeah.
the traditional Superman.
I don't know. Like I said, DC's so fucking convoluted. Marvel and DC, I should say, are so convoluted at this point. Uh,
Yeah, I agree.
I'd rather just see. I mean, the Doctor Manhattan angle they've been going with DC Comics lately is interesting.
Oh yeah,
Um, I'm curious how, because right now Doctor Manhattan is kind of zoning in on Superman. Like, he can't, from what I hear, he can't see past Superman in the timeline. So
they still haven't
everything's.
fought.
I don't think so, not yet.
That's crazy. This been going on for a long time. Then
Yeah,
this Doomsday Clock, right? Is what it's called.
yeah. So it's
Jesus.
all coming down to Superman, like, and Doctor Manhattan going at it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's gonna be cool.
but then, like, I kind of want to see like Lucifer Morningstar just come through and destroy Doctor Manhattan, like, because he could, just because he'd be like, fuck this universe. I'm tired of this. Because is the Presence still dead or is the Presence alive again
I'm not too sure about that one, to be honest with you.
in DC? I don't know. The Presence is God, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. He's an omnipotent being that died. Okay, don't
He's
ask me
like,
why. He just
is
did.
he like the Spectre?
No, the Spectre is the wrath of the Presence. The Presence is the ultimate power in all of DC. Nothing can beat the Presence.
Like One Punch Man?
No. Not like One Punch Man would just vaporize out of existence. Like compared to the Presence. The Presence.
Yeah.
So I'll put it this way: like Lucifer Morningstar was created by the Presence or created by God right off the bat, and God's the only thing that can outdo Lucifer, essentially, except for I think Death beat Lucifer once. But essentially, Lucifer could throw the Anti-Monitor at his full power across the universe and just destroy him in like a millisecond. He's just that. He's a cosmic force. He's just he's his own thing. He's way stronger than Anti-Monitor, way stronger than Doctor Manhattan, way stronger than any of those characters. He's one of the stupid characters of DC.
Wasn't he like a Vertigo character?
I think so at the beginning, but I don't know. At this point, he's just fucking. He created his own universe because he got tired of God's plan, so he left, and then that didn't work out. So he went to L.A. and made a bar.
Yeah, I know very
Tried to
little about the
retire.
character. Yeah, I just kind of know passing information about him, but never for my reading DC comics from what I've read.
It's the Sandman
So
series, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what you got to read to
okay,
catch up on him.
yeah.
But I mean, he's kind of just meant to be an omnipotent character, just like, yeah, he's Lucifer. Like, if he wants to destroy the planet, it's gone. Like, there's no question about it. But he's just more like, he's tired of being in God's plan. He just wants to do his own thing. So he went and created his own universe. But then he got bored with that and came back and made a bar. And just to throw it out there, the Lucifer Netflix show is based off DC's Lucifer Morningstar. That is that character. They just rewrote him for,
That's weird.
it's just Lucifer comes from hell to create a bar in LA. It becomes a detective.
That's a weird move.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a fun character. It's fun to play with him. I would definitely recommend watching Lucifer on Netflix. It's a fun show. And
Seems like he would fit right into a supernatural show.
he would. He would. I'm surprised they haven't found a way of putting him in into like putting the rest of the DC characters into Supernatural at this point anyway.
Yeah.
Like the Flash runs into Sam Winchester, because why wouldn't he? Because in one episode of Supernatural, this is a random tangent, they came into the real world because God threw them through a TV, and they came into our world, and we're walking around on the Supernatural TV set trying to get back to their Earth. It's weird. It's weird. That's all I'm gonna say. It's weird. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we end the show?
No, I'm good. I'm good. It was an interesting week. A lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, it was awesome. Look forward to the next week's probably more crazy stuff.
I think I ran off Steph with all the spoilers. Steph, just run, Barry. Run. All right. Well, thank you to everyone that tuned in this week. We're sorry that the show got delayed, but it just ended up being like one thing or another, or it's like, all right, we need to delay the show a day. All right. Oh shit, the Game Awards comes on tonight. Should we wait? Let's wait a day. So we waited till
Yeah,
Friday, and it did pay off because
Yeah, it
they
worked out
announced the
well.
fucking new
Yeah.
Xbox. But at the same time, I know y'all expect the shows on Wednesday. We will be back next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Or no, 9 p.m. 9. I always say 8. It's 9.
Yeah,
But
9
until
p.m.
then,
sir.
y'all take it easy, and we will see y'all later.
And there, guys. Enjoy your weekends.